Hey guys, today we're going to go over some of our favorite moments in the MCU. Let's get into it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Till the End of the Line podcast. I am your boy Juan G here with
Kika T.
That's right, and like as he said, today we're going over our top 15 moments in the MCU. Tried to do top 10, couldn't do it. Too hard.
He couldn't. I did.
Yeah, he could. As soon as I got my top 10 down, I'm like, oh wait, but this moment. And I'm like, oh wait, but I like this moment too. I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just changing his top 15. We would love to hear your guys' top moments, or if you want to just simplify, do your top moment. We're cool with that. We would love to see what you guys think too. What do you think? Do you think we're going to have some of the same moments at the same number?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah?
Pretty sure.
I have a feeling like our top 5 is going to be really similar.
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. I don't have a...
all right. So as we started to do, question of the day. Been working on this one all week.
Ooh, nice. Okay, cool.
Now I try to simplify it to make it easier for you because the original question was very vague and open. So
all right, is it gonna stump me?
No. It's not like a quiz question. It's you. Okay, so what is your favorite non-superhero action movie of all time? Remember, non-superhero. I can give you mine once you tell me yours.
Passion of Christ.
Wow.
I'm joking. I mean,
wow.
I just want to be funny.
Non-superhero action movie. It's the first one that comes to mind because that's got to be your favorite.
I can't. I guess I'm trying to distinguish between superhero.
Right.
So, I mean, Star Wars is a superhero.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's technically, they're technically not superheroes.
But I wouldn't say they're my favorites, though.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Non-superhero.
Non-superheroes. Keyword right there. Non-superhero.
So anti-hero's a thing?
No. It's like, they can't be, like, in no way superheroes. A regular person. You want me to give you mine? So maybe it helps you? John Wick, Parabellum. So John Wick 3. The one with Halle Berry. Is that? Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes. That is my favorite non-superhero action movie.
Non-superhero action movie.
Yes. I know you got
There's
one.
so many of them.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I've always been a big fan of 300.
Okay.
That's a great movie.
And that's a solid favorite movie. I will, I'm on board with you there.
Yeah.
That'd definitely be in my top 10 for sure. So 300 is your answer?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
nice
a great movie.
Fantastic movie. Gerard Butler, insanely good in that movie. Heck yeah. I mean, cool. Literally any Gerard Butler, you could have named any Gerard Butler movie. I'd be like, yeah, I like
Technically, the Magneto's in that movie too.
You're right. Dude, so many people are in that movie. So many like good actors are in that movie.
Yeah. Who's the guy that plays Xerxes? He's actually not that tall, obviously. He's like super tiny.
Yeah.
What's
I forget. Dude,
actor's name?
It's been a while since I've seen 300. But that scene alone, this is part and he kicks him into the pit.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's one of the best like scenes ever in a movie.
Hell yeah. I did that to my daughter. I kicked her into a foam pit. Oh, not a foam pit, but like a ball pit.
Yeah. Did you yell out, "This is part of hers"?
No.
I just did it.
Look at the feet in her eyes when she fell back.
Or what's the place? What's the name of the place that you did it at?
For her birthday. Remember we went?
The
ball pit place? Urban Air.
Sweet. This is Urban Air. That's what you should have done. All right. So all right. That was question of the day. I got plenty more. We can cover each genre if you like. I know I want to. So today's episode, like we said, top 15 MCU moments. Been wanting to do this for a while. I kept bugging you about it. You're like, oh, but we have this to cover. We got this right now.
So we have a little lull in between today and then the next episode will be Mandalorian.
Yes.
First episode just dropped.
So excited about that.
Yeah.
So I know you're like, save it. Save it till, till we need to talk about something or so we don't have anything to cover that week. I'm like, all right, fine. So, but yeah, we're finally here. I'm excited. So should we jump right into it?
Yeah.
All right. So
I'll start. We'll start with 15 and then work our way up.
Sounds good as always.
So my 15, actually my 14, 13 are It's multiple moments, but it's because of a certain person. But my 15 is the speech that Cap gives right before they go into the quantum tunnel.
Nice. Oh, where Rocket's like, he's good at that. And then Ant-Man's like, yeah.
He really is.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, the fight of our lives speech.
Yes, that was a great speech.
That would have to be 15.
15?
Yeah,
okay.
and that's pretty memorable. So
that's
in my eyes, there's a couple other ones that are like, it just hit home for me, so that's why they're higher. But
you know,
that's 15.
It's funny that that's your 15 because if I were to try to pick yours, I would kind of lean more towards the speeches because I know that those resonate with you a lot.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that that's your 15. My 15, what I noticed is a lot of these are like action sequences. A lot of mine.
Okay.
Or they're very like, you know, picture perfect scenes. You know what I mean? Like just one shot scene, not one shot, but like you see it, it's like a great picture. Okay. So my 15 is when Hela catches Mjolnir.
Oh, that's a good one though. That
was the best freaking scene. When I saw that, I'm like, what? She was such a badass when she did that.
Language.
And she did it. She caught her like nothing. That thing is taking down buildings, dude. Like,
well, I mean, because it used to be hers.
Correct.
So,
but just to see her power in that moment, that was the first thing that we seen her do.
Yeah, true. Very true. Yeah,
and she took down a whole army by herself.
Weirded out by like how they changed the scene because in the trailers they showed Odin behind her in an alley.
Right, it was in an alley. Well, that's the classic MCU, you know, rope-a-dope. You know what I mean? So like, I loved it though. When I saw that, it was one of the most amazing things thus far. Like at that point,
it really is. Yeah, hella OP.
And what's her name that played her? Beautifully done. Mm-hmm. Beautifully done. I couldn't see anybody else playing that part.
Yeah, I like how Thanos did all of the things he did after like Hela was gone and after Odin was gone. Like all the major threats he could have really had.
And I mean, he chose the perfect time to do it.
Oh yeah.
Hela wouldn't have let that happen. She wanted all the power.
True.
So they would have been fighting each other.
True. Very true.
But it just would have been sitting back like, all right, let them do it. All right. So number 14.
So 14 for me, it's So I'll just do 14 as the ship of Theseus in WandaVision. That whole dialogue between the Cataract's vision and then the regular vision.
Okay.
When they were talking and they're talking about who is the true ship of Theseus if we change the wood planks and because it rots and they fixed it, which was the true ship of Theseus. Mm-hmm. Neither is the true the ship of Theseus because of the theory or whatever. Yeah. So that whole theory, and then they were trying to figure out who the real fucking Vision is. Right. That's what all that's about.
So you're talking about the scene where they're both floating in the Vision.
And like that library
gives them all his memories and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So that scene.
Yeah. Nice. That's. I think it's a powerful because like
absolutely
so much can happen, so much can change just because we were this type of person when we were younger doesn't mean that's who you are as an adult. And so it applies in that whole ship of Theseus theory is not applicable just to the comics. It's
absolutely
you as an individual with your children, with your spouse, all of it.
It's true with me.
Yeah,
I'm a completely different person than I was when I was younger.
Yeah,
and I was lazy as hell. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm like the definition of the complete opposite of myself when I was.
Yeah, I mean, and 15. If you're the same person you were 20 years ago, I mean that's a big character flaw on your own. You know,
unless you had it together at a very young age.
Yeah. I mean, but evolution is just that. That's where you're supposed to evolve.
Exactly. You're supposed to grow and be better, be the best version of yourself. So,
and I think that's what that scene did. Is like, all right, the old Vision's gone. Now this new, the white Vision is the new one. And I'm excited to see where the MCU goes, and because he's still out there.
Yeah,
he took off. He flew out the hex.
He's going to be appearing in what's the next project he's going to be in?
Armor Wars, I think. I
believe, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think Armor Wars. But
yeah, I'm excited to see Paul Bettany's version of that Vision. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think he's
going to he has all the memories essentially back, just in a different vessel.
Correct.
So at some point he starts to grow the same feelings back. Mm-hmm. But because it's not, I don't know if that Cataract's, the white Vision is made out of vibranium. I don't know if it has the same.
It just like indestructibility.
Not that, but just not the same advanced ability that the vibranium skeleton or like the vibranium like vessel that Vision originally was.
Oh, okay.
So vibranium itself is it works wonders as far as like they were able to recreate the heart-shaped herb with it.
Right.
So through that technology, I don't know if it'll have the same ability to create emotion the way Vision did.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same like properties that vibranium does.
Right.
If it's not, we don't know if it's made out of vibranium or not. But if it isn't,
do you think this is a great way to introduce?
Adamantium?
Yes, thank you.
The proto. It could be an adamantium, proto adamantium.
Right.
It's
and then
not
that,
a bad
that
idea.
leads into X-Men and Wolverine. Like, that's a way to lead into that.
Agreed.
I like that.
I like that too because I'll find any way to bring in the X-Men. So.
Exactly. Yeah, you will. You'll see you'll see some tiny in the background. That could be X-Men.
Yeah, that's X-Men right there.
That's
Confirm, guys.
That leaf fell like, you know what I mean? Like after the mansion. All right, so my 14. So I originally had something else, but then when I thought about this moment, I'm like, yeah, I actually like this moment a lot better. Like it resonated with me a little bit more.
Okay.
And just the movie itself is phenomenal. But my 14 is when Shang-Chi is fighting his dad, and then he gets the 5 rings. So he's fighting his dad. So they each have 5 rings and they're fighting each other. I mean, that moment where they entangle the rings and they're both holding it.
Yeah. Yeah. Fight scene wise, yes.
Yes.
One of the best choreographed.
It
looked like.
And visually stunning.
Yeah. And it very. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it embodied the same fight when Wenwu started fighting his ex-wife.
Right.
Yeah,
and that's the parallel and it did it on purpose. Yeah. Like you even saw the move that he was doing with his dad. It's the same move his mom was doing where she's spinning him. And
Right. Almost like airbending type
exactly. Well, no. When she's actually physically holding his arm and then she's going in a circle.
But the whole movement that they have, it's like this. It's a flowing movement, continuous. It's not very structured. Like we stop or when you
like the 10 Rings play style. Yeah, it's very nature based and like fluid movements and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I mean that fight itself, it was more than just a physical fight. It was an emotionally charged fight.
Yeah, because I mean,
he blamed the son for the mother's death. The son just wanted his dad's love and affection.
Yeah,
and,
just to let his mom rest and trying to tell him mom's not coming back. Like,
right,
she's not back there, dude. That's
exactly.
A demon messing with you.
So, and the other thing I love too is that he's like, you chose those rings over us. Like they were kids, all they wanted was their father, and he went and chose the rings because the rings gave him power, and everything that they did for him. Yeah. So all of those things together just really made me fall in love with that movie even more. Yeah, just because I could relate to parts of it. I can relate to feeling those emotions that Shang-Chi felt, and with issues that my dad and I have had in the past, and
agreed. I get it.
Just stuff like that. You know what
I'm right
about.
there with you.
Yeah, exactly. So I think those parts of the movie just really, really resonated with me.
Oh yeah.
And again, just that the visuals of that fight were just stunning.
Yeah.
So that was my 14. Yeah. All right. So let's get into 13. What's your 13?
So it's a 2-parter.
Okay.
It happened in Age of Ultron, and it's what. Oh wait, no. One of them. Okay, well then I'll stick to one of them. Mm-hmm. It's actually in Civil War.
Okay.
Another Vision quote. Okay. He says, "Our strength invites challenge, challenge incites conflict, and our conflict breeds catastrophe." Yeah. And you can't make those steps in life, or those steps in progress, or to be successful, however you deem yourself successful. Mm-hmm. You can't make those without taking on the conflict. Yeah, the conflict, the challenges, and sometimes very crazy catastrophes. Things fall apart before they can be put back together the right way. And there's so many quotes that this guy says, and it's, I don't know, it's cool. So those moments.
No, I love that speech. Yeah, that was a powerful scene. You're talking about where they're at the Avengers compound, and then all the Avengers are at the sofa, and they're all arguing about the Sokovia Accords, right? Yeah, that's where Steve gets the news that Peggy died, right? And he's like, I have to leave. So that was a powerful scene.
Still nursing the migraine from barf, and then he's like, "What am I reading? Bed and breakfast?"
Yeah, exactly. And that's also where you see Natasha actually side with Tony for the first time, and it blew his mind. He's like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "No backsies." Yeah, I love that part. Yeah, that was a great scene. I love that scene. All right, so that's 13. So my number 13. So now we're getting a little bit more into the action. I guarantee you this is on your list. My number 13 is when it's in Endgame. When Wanda starts taking off Thanos' armor, and then he yells out to the Black
Rain,
Warrior,
Fire.
Rain Fire. But that scene is just, oh my god, it's just powerful.
It's actually not in my notes.
What?
But I am mad it's not. It could be an honorable mention. But
okay, I would have.
it's such a great moment.
And literally from the moment that he starts running and she lands right in front of him and says, "You took everything from me," and he goes, "I don't know who you are." The best
like,
comeback,
"You will."
dude. That is one of the best comebacks I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who you are. You will. And she said it so like, "Oh, you will."
Oh, yeah.
Dude, what? It was the sickest line ever. And then she just starts going in on him.
It's like she almost took down Thanos without...
Yeah, by herself.
Yeah, but not only that, not having the full potential of her chaos magic.
Yeah.
So she hadn't touched the dark hold yet. She's not even full powered yet.
Right. And for her to be able to do that to him and not even be at full power, that just shows you how powerful she is.
Kevin Feige said she's the strongest being in the
Absolutely
in the Marvel universe.
And I love that it's a woman.
Fucking
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Don't you? So so that's my 13. All right.
Okay.
So what is your 12?
Wait. 15. So. Oh yeah, I guess I already gave mine, right?
Yeah, you always go first, then me.
It's a friend from work. That's
yes, I love it. I'm so glad you have it on yours because I don't have it on mine. It literally probably would have been number 16. The thing I love most about that
was
line,
improvised. And a kid,
no. It was a kid with cancer.
That's right.
Said that he should say that, and then they put it in the movie.
Yeah,
I absolutely love that.
Yeah, it was hilarious, dude.
And that was like part of the charm of Ragnarok was that it started introducing more comedy, and it started introducing more of Chris Hemsworth's personality into Thor.
Correct.
So I absolutely love that they put that in there.
Yeah. All thanks to Taika Waititi, like being able to make him feel comfortable to do that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? In the Marvel movie, at least, too.
Yeah. Because you can add comedy to any movie, but it's not going to work as well if number one, the actor's not comfortable. Number two, the director doesn't know how to input it into the movie,
right?
Like organically.
Correct.
So I think that's why Thor Ragnarok is so it's honestly the best Thor of all the Thor films.
Yeah,
I think it's for that reason. It just seamlessly blended in story with comedy and action, just perfectly.
Yeah, I agree. I think I agree with you that that movie Thor Ragnarok is the best Thor movie out of all four.
By far,
agreed.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that was your 12, correct?
Correct.
Okay. My 12 is, funny enough, it's Ragnarok. It's when Thor, it's Thor on the Bifrost. So when he comes through and he jumps up when they're all on the Bifrost, trying to stop the people from escaping, and he jumps and just the lightning is everywhere.
Yeah, without his hammer.
Sickest scene. And then they added the soundtrack that dun 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 dun. I forget the like that soundtrack made it even better. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how much I love it. All of
movies have great soundtracks.
Phenomenal.
Him and James Gunn have been killing it in the MCU with music.
Seriously, yeah. If you wanna know a good soundtrack to put in your movie, talk to one of those two guys. Yeah, because they nail it every single time.
Classics too.
They make a scene 10 times better with the songs that they put in.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be my number 12 because that just showed Thor's power. That what I like too about it is that it showed his power. That it's not just the hammer.
Right.
That's just a.
What do you got a hammer?
Yeah. It just showed that the power comes from him. It's not his weapon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's just it's
just a vessel, right?
A vessel for him to hone it, to focus it.
Yeah, Odin said it to him, right? Yeah. Because I know yeah. So yeah, that's my number 12.
Okay.
Yeah. So
number 11 for me is an improv part. So Tony and Peter Quill were the only ones who were supposed to have dialogue in this.
And you're talking about Infinity War?
Infinity War, and it's the why is Gamora situation. All of that, like, where are you from? Or who do you hail? What am I supposed to say? Jesus?
Oh,
that whole scene
on the ship.
Yeah, all of it was like really improvised, except for the only people that were supposed to have dialogue was Tony and Peter Quill. And then everyone else kind of
started improvising nice. Dude, that was, it was perfect. I loved it. And that was classic Drax. Why is Gamora? Yeah.
I'll give you one more.
Yeah.
What's Gamora? What?
Yeah, exactly.
He's holding the fucking blast.
Yeah. It's classic Drax. Like, that's exactly what Drax would say.
Like,
I love that.
I gotta shoot this moron now?
Yeah, exactly. That's a great scene. I actually love that one. But I did not know that the rest of those lines were improv. That's awesome.
They were the only two that were supposed to have dialogue, and then it just all kind of just
it honestly made the scene better. It made it funnier, yeah. So nice. All right.
And Peter's reaction. Wait, what was it? Because Peter makes a face.
Where he's like, "You're not with Thanos." He's like, "With that? No, I'm here to kill him." That part?
No. Peter Parker.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, you know Thor?" He's like, "Oh yeah, that guy not so good looking." And then
he's like, I always notice that he's like, okay, "Are you talking about the
that
same
was a
Thor?"
genuine reaction.
Yeah.
He was like, "What do you mean he's not He's not good looking."
Yeah.
Like that was a genuine reaction. He didn't know they were gonna say that line.
Oh,
so that was a real reaction that
nice.
I caught.
So that was a Tom Holland reaction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just like,
love it.
What?
Nice. I like that. That's awesome. My number 11 is another Endgame one, but it's when all the women team up.
Oh yeah.
So when Captain Marvel comes down to get the gauntlet from Peter.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know how you're gonna get through all that.
Yeah, and then who was it? Wanda goes, "Don't worry," and then I think Okoye says she's got help.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was dope.
Sickest scene.
I hope they do an A team. An A team is an Avengers version, but an all female led team.
Ooh, nice.
And it's called the A team. So that'd be nice.
One part of that scene that I really love was, I don't know if you noticed it, but Evangeline Lilly's walk as she's turning on her blasters.
Mm-mm. Really? I never paid attention.
Talk about swing. Like she was, oh my goodness. The way she was doing it, she was walking so sexy while turning on her blasters.
Oh yeah.
I see it every time.
I'm dead. I'm dead, dog.
So that helped that scene be like, oh, okay. Just like tattooed in here. Okay, so that was number 11. What is your number 10?
America's ass.
Very nice. Wait, which one? The one where Tony's making fun of it?
When Steve looks down, he's like, that's America's ass.
That is America's ass. Okay, so when he fought himself.
Correct.
Nice. Very nice.
That's number 10 for me.
Okay.
I have a lot of Endgame ones in here, but
same.
It's the best one.
I would say 50% of mine are Endgame ones. Okay. I think my favorite one is it's got to be from She-Hulk. My favorite Captain America is like,
oh, Captain America, fuck.
No, not that, but like, my favorite joke about it is like she has that as her screensaver.
Oh yeah,
on her phone.
Yeah.
Like just literally any joke from She-Hulk about Captain America is just hilarious.
Well, the whole series was pretty damn funny. So
yeah, it was
very comical.
Yeah. My number 10 is Iron Man's first suit up. When he paints it and then he's like pissed and he's just putting all the armor and then the helmet just comes down, clink, and you see the first Iron Man suit like
right
in its entirety
with color and everything.
Yes.
Okay.
That's my top 10. I actually did that. There's an app where you can put your face on an actor and it's literally your face on the actor in the whole scene, talking and everything. I put my face on that.
That's dope.
So I could see myself with Iron Man helmet come down. I had to do it. All right, so that's our number 10. What is your number 9?
Number 9 made me cry.
Okay.
When Peter was like, I don't want to go.
When they're on Titan into dust? Dude, that one was tough.
Woo!
That was
good God.
So I'm talking about a huge nut right here. Yeah. That was
damn.
Tom Holland's performance in that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't get better than that.
Mm-mm.
That was that. And then tell the people what you were telling me about that scene. Why Peter was the last one to go.
Oh, because of his regeneration. So he's not as on par with like
Wolverine
and whatnot. Which is a theory I'd like to dip into. Like,
okay,
if he got snapped away, would he have been one of the ones that snapped away? Is his regeneration power strong enough to not let him?
Wolverine?
Yeah,
I don't. That's a good question. Yeah, that's tough.
I'll dig into that. But anyways, so he stayed around longer because his body kept regenerating enough to keep
fighting it. Yeah,
to keep him longer. But inevitably he was going to get snapped away. But still, that's why he stayed around longer than everybody else.
Yeah, when you told me that, I was like, what? Yeah. I didn't know that's the reason he was like lasting that long.
Yeah, and his spider senses were telling him that this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So he knew it before everybody, and he lasted a little longer than everybody, and so it was worse for him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So,
but dude, yeah, I know what you mean because that scene or that part where Tony's holding him and then he goes to dust and Tony's like, dude, to have somebody go like that in your arms, that's tough. And I think that played into why Tony wind up doing the
he saw the picture
because he saw the picture. It reminded him of that moment. He's like, I got to do something to get this kid back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was powerful. That's definitely one of the most powerful.
Yeah, because he was only there because he reached out to him.
Correct. Yeah.
So he felt responsible for it.
Absolutely. My number 9. All right, so this is another kind of like two-parter. I chose this one just because it was like the sickest version of it. So when Iron Man, it's in Avengers, when Iron Man shoots the beam off Cap's shield and Cap just turns it so that it basically reflects.
Oh, the Yuta beam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not the Yuta beam. He does his hands.
Oh, yeah, right.
When he does it from his hands off Cap's shield because they did it when they were all fighting, right?
Yeah.
He saw that. And then Cap just literally goes, and then he just moves it so that it kills Chitauri.
Yeah.
Dude, the way Iron Man came down and did it. Sick.
Well, yeah, because he was blasting people.
Yeah.
Came down through
Slid
somebody.
and went,
Yeah.
and, hit the beam off his shield, and Cap's just like, just turn it. Kind of like when he was building the arc reactor in Iron Man 2 and he's turning that, that triangle thing. It's basically that.
All right, I don't want to. Can I step on your?
Go ahead.
He could have just shot them himself. Like, it was
true.
A great situation, like a great scene.
Well, I know. I think he did it because he could get more at once instead of hitting each one. Because he did it like a sweeping motion.
Yeah, but he could have just went like that.
No, because it's a.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, it looked better.
It looked great.
And it was also a team up moment. You know what I mean?
It was a great shot. Yeah, it was a great shot, and I was just like, I would say like after Age of Ultron is when I thought about that. I was like,
I mean, honestly, most of the stuff Iron Man does, he could be doing himself, but he, you know what I mean?
I guess.
It's better to, it builds team, what was it? It's team building. There you go.
I guess. Yeah.
It's just him trying
to build team morale, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. He's involving everybody.
No, actually, it was after Endgame when I started thinking about that. I was like, because remember I told you I used to watch all of the Avenger movies and stop right before the final battle on each movie, and then go back and watch the final battle for all the movies.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, I see all the battles back to back, and I saw the trend of how like they were looking for the perfect shot for a lot of them, for like Age of Ultron and in the first Avengers, and then Infinity War and Endgame. They're just like, let's just go brute force and just like show a real battle.
Yeah.
You just saw how they changed and evolved. There weren't a lot of little corny situations like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, huh. But that's the only reason why I've noticed it, because I'm a nerd and did weird things like that.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah, and then that was the first part of it, and then also, like, of course, in Civil War when they're fighting each other, that's a classic shot. That's a beautiful shot of him just
that one. Yes, that's cool. That was
a sick shot. I mean, that's basically this almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That was fucking dope.
Yes.
Language.
So that's the part 2 of that one. Since I saved the slot by
that part is probably, I don't know how that's not.
It's one of the visually most stunning shots in MCU.
Agreed.
Hands down. All right, so number 8.
Language.
Nice.
It has to be.
Gotta be on there.
And it was a consistent joke, went on through the whole movie.
I like that it played throughout the entire movie. Even Maria Hill got on it. Steve, you said a bad language word. He's like, did you tell everybody about that? Yeah, it's classic. Yeah, I love it. My number 8 is Thor arriving to the Wakanda battle. He's like, bring me Thanos. Then he jumps, and then brings the lightning, just slams it down, kills that whole area.
Yeah.
Sick.
And then Bruce is like, "Oh, you're all fucked.
Yeah, you're all screwed now." Yeah, that's an awesome line by Mark Ruffalo. Yeah, so that's my number 8. Yep.
Okay. Number 9 is Please Be a Secret Door.
We're on.
I'm sorry, 7.
Yes.
Number 7 is also an Age of Ultron, where he's like, "All right, Friday Sentry mode." Oh no, it was Jarvis though. Because he didn't lose Jarvis yet. Yeah. So it was Jarvis. He's like sentry mode, and then he's like going like that, and he's like, I'm picking up an air current over here. He's like, please be a secret door. Please be a secret door. Yay!
Yes. Yeah. That's one of my favorite like Jarvis and Tony interactions.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, and it's like Tony's like, yay!
Yeah. He got such a high pitch. He was right. Yeah. That's an awesome one.
That's number 7 for me.
Nice.
That's a clip we could probably use when we're like, hey, yay!
Yeah. For sure.
Start using that now.
For sure. Yeah. My number 7 is probably one of the more emotional top moments for me. It's when Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker catches MJ in No Way Home. Dude, that one got me.
Okay.
That was one of the most powerful moments. Yeah, because that was his redemption moment. So him doing, oh man, and it was just so beautifully done.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was I wrote down Peter 3 because I'm Peter 3. So that Peter 3 catching MJ is my number 7.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, number 6 for me is Cap lifting or catching Mooney after he threw it and he brings it back.
Oh, when the reveal, you see the reveal to him, it was him that threw it. That one's sick.
That was dope.
That's your number 6.
Yes.
I actually saw a video explaining why Cap catches it, like coming back, because he's used to catching the shield like that. So he doesn't know that Mjolnir stops right before Thor grabs it. When Thor calls it, Mjolnir always stops right before, so that Thor can grab it. He didn't know. He doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Because
he's just embracing
you the breakdown of how to wield Mjolnir. So. Yeah, and it might have been like on Instagram or it was one of the videos of the Did You Know, like on Marvel.
Yeah.
It was one of those. We follow them on Instagram. But yeah, he even showed clips of when Cap catches the shield, he goes like that, and then it showed him catching Mjolnir, and it's the same movement.
Oh, that's cool. That makes sense. It's like muscle memory, how he catches things.
It's a very baseball technique, because that's how you're supposed to catch a baseball. You're supposed to catch it with like not just brute force like that. You're supposed to like
cradle it in.
Yeah. So but yeah, so I saw that video and I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
That's cool.
It just looks dope. I think that looks way better than the way Thor catches it. Honestly, it just looks more badass to me.
Yeah, and a lot more of a dramatic effect to it. And it was, it was Cap lifting it, and
so that's your number 6, really.
Yeah,
that didn't even make top 5. That's interesting.
So for me, well, I was like, I seen it happening as soon as I saw the hammer lifting. It doesn't show who's lifting it.
Correct.
And then we just see it fly. As soon as I seen it lifting, I was like, it's Cap.
Yes.
I knew it was fucking Cap.
That's exactly what I said. Yep. I was like, that's Cap. That's Cap lifting it. Yep. And then as soon as he catches it, I was like, yeah. I literally in the theater, I'm like, fuck yeah.
We all did, dude. Everyone.
I really felt bad though, because you went to a theater where nobody was reacting. You were the only one.
Dude, it was annoying.
My theater was going crazy, dude.
I hated it.
I wish you would have been there, man. Because
I hated it.
Yeah, I felt so bad for you. Because it made that moment 10 times better having everyone else react like that with us. It was awesome. Yeah. So I really felt bad when you told me nobody was reacting.
No one was reacting the way I was. I was like, I didn't really give a fuck though. I was like, whatever.
You were doing the classic,
yeah, I did get quiet fast. After every reaction, I was like, okay, back to reality.
Yeah, that's funny. So,
what was your number 6?
My number 6 is when the 3 Spider-Men all land one by one on the Statue of Liberty.
Yep.
Just perfect. I love that scene so much. Because you see them all literally boom, boom, boom. And then you can see the 3 different landing styles of each Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Loved it.
That's my number 5.
Nice.
That's my number 5.
So here's where we're starting to get closer and closer together. All right. Nice. Okay. So that's your number 5?
Yeah.
Is that the same reason you like it?
Yeah, it just looks great. Part of it also too, the reveal when they come through the portal, just all of it, just and
then Toby meeting Andrew, that whole thing, and I like that it was Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man that was able to disarm Andrew Spider-Man. So it's kind of like saying, Toby's the original, respect it. He's the OG. Don't forget it. You know what I mean? I like that part. I like that they did that. Yeah.
So that's my number 5. What's your 5?
My 5 is Iron Man putting on the nanotech suit when Bruce can't change into the Hulk. He's like, I got it. He's like, can you watch him? And then he just or first he zips his what is that called, the bomber suit. He stretches the strings to make his skin tight. Yeah. Then he just double taps. And then you just see it freaking slowly covering his own body.
And then he takes his glasses off. And they turn into nanobites.
No. He takes them off and drops it.
No. It turns into nanobites.
His glasses?
Yeah. It turns into the suit.
No.
Yeah, dude.
I thought he dropped the glasses.
No. He pulls them off and they turn into nanobites and they just disappear into his hand.
What?
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch that. I could have sworn he dropped the glasses.
No.
Because they're not gonna work for anybody but him. So.
Well, that's true. But no.
What? I always assumed when I didn't see it anymore, he just dropped them.
No.
Son of a... What? That's even sicker. All right. So yeah, that's my number 5. I think I saved that clip on my phone. I screen recorded it.
Yeah, I think I remember.
And then when you see the 4 blasters come off of his back, and then just all sync up and then hit that big guy.
Yeah.
Of the Black Order, I forget his name, but when they all hit him, I was done. I was like, that is the sickest thing I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
that was pretty dope. And then Tony's like, or not Tony, Bruce is like, where'd you get that from?
Yeah, he's like it? It's like, then he gets hit, boom. Or he's about to explain what it was. Yeah, that was funny. All right, so you're number 4.
I am Iron Man in Endgame and in Iron Man.
Okay, the I am Iron Man part?
Yeah.
Did you know that Robert Downey Jr. originally didn't want to say that line in Endgame? And it wasn't until he was having a dinner, and it was a dinner with, it was Robert Downey Jr., I want to say the director of Endgame, and another director.
Jon Favreau. Pretty sure.
No. It was somebody else that I don't think has directed an MCU movie or anything, but it was somebody that was friends with Robert Downey Jr., and I think he had worked with in the past. Something. It was another like somebody that meant something to Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
And when they said that they wanted Robert Downey Jr. to say that line, the guy was like, "Dude, you have to do that." He talked him into it. So then that's when they went back into the studio, reshot just that part, and then they put it in the movie. So yeah, so if it wasn't for that guy, we wouldn't have had that line in the movie.
Nice. It's the perfect way to start the MCU and end his saga.
That's the perfect, because that's what started his role in the MCU, or that's what started Iron Man. That's the perfect way to end his saga, I think. So that line was pivotal. I don't think it would have had the same effect had he not said it.
I mean, what would have happened?
He would have just
because he was always already
he
snapping.
He would have just snapped.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't have had that dramatic effect of him saying the
agree.
line. But yeah, I absolutely love it. So that's your number 4, you said?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. My number 4 is when Captain Marvel's holding Thanos' gauntlet open, and he goes to headbutt her, and she doesn't even flinch. She doesn't even move. She just keeps looking at him. When that happened, I was like, "Oh!"
Yeah, dude, she's hella OP,
dude,
bro.
You would have imagined that she would have at least went boom, like at least reacted. It was nothing. She was like a brick wall.
Yeah, he had to take the Power Stone off to get her off of him.
Did you see her face when he took the Power Stone off and put it in his hand? She's like, "What the?"
Oh no, I didn't see that part.
Next time you watch that, watch Captain America's face. She's like,
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Sorry, watch her face.
Damn.
Yeah, her face is just like straight up.
Like,
oh shit.
Yeah.
Language.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll feel this one in the morning.
We'll do our honorable mention after, but it's very close to that part. Mine.
Okay.
So you're number 3. So top 3 favorite MCU moments. Here it is.
So it's a WandaVision one. It's the what is grief if not love persevering? That whole monologue of just them talking about love and persevering. Then at the end when they talked about it's basically a lot of it is WandaVision itself, like the whole series, but like the emotions that took to get there to say truthfully, like what is love, what is grief if not love persevering? Like you don't. It's one and the other. They don't work without each other.
Absolutely.
That line was like, damn, that's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, that was a powerful scene. Yeah, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. That whole part was basically explaining why Wanda was doing everything she was doing,
exactly,
and how they got to that moment, and
that's how Agnes got to see like this is why you're doing this,
right?
Because they're going through her mind, her memories or whatever. And then she opens the door, and they keep going through different doors, so like different parts of her memories or whatever. So I was like, wow, that's fucking crazy. Yeah. Like we all have trauma and past that we've been through, and just like to see why she's doing it, and she's just like us, but she just has chaos magic and can rewrite reality.
Which I don't think anybody would do anything different than what she did.
No, absolutely. After everything she lost,
anybody in her situation would have done that.
To find out she has kids in other universes and here she doesn't,
it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
All right, that's a solid
number 3.
Mine is Iron Man snap.
Nice.
I am Iron Man. Just him. So if you notice, in every Avengers, Tony is willing to sacrifice himself to save everybody.
Yeah, and his sacrifice gets bigger and bigger,
until finally in Endgame, where he finally sacrifices himself to save the universe.
Yeah.
So it's literally, if you watch every Avengers, it literally builds to that.
Yeah.
Every single one, he's willing to put his life on the line to save that. And I think it all stems from that speech that when they're on the ship in Avengers, and Steve says, you're not the guy that lay on barbed wire and let the guy behind
Don't
you
lay on the
fall
line.
over.
Yeah.
So I think
I
because
think
of
I
that
just
speed,
cut the line.
yeah, he goes, there's always a way out with you, isn't there? So I think had it not been for that speech, Tony probably wouldn't have ended up doing that stuff.
I think
it stems from that moment, from that speech, from that argument.
I think that was like what put the idea in his head. I think what blew the moment up is when Wanda messed with his head.
Correct.
Yeah,
he saw everybody did but him. Yeah.
That,
so I think it's a combination of the two, really.
Yeah. Well, she played that to her advantage to fuck with his head.
Yeah.
I think, so like he dropped the seed. Cap dropped the seed, and then Wanda made that shit grow.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, I agree.
Which led to Ultron and basically
everything. Yeah. The entire MCU. Yeah.
Yep. Dude, I mean, take the superhero aspect out of all these movies and just look at the writing itself. It's so beautifully written.
Absolutely.
Dude, like, I know the writers are the unsung heroes of, most films.
Yeah.
But if you really just look at just solely the writing in all these movies, phenomenal.
Well, I mean, think
like
about
some
it.
Of the best in the business, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed. But for them to write individual stories that have their own story, but then still tied together into the grand story, I don't know how the hell they do that.
Exactly, dude.
I have no idea how they do that.
That's what I'm saying when I say it's just genius level writing.
No, yeah, absolutely.
That's what I mean by that.
That's why Kevin is the fucking in charge of it all.
Right. Because he thinks about that.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, we gotta make this individual story mean something, but it also has to tie into this.
Agreed.
Which I think is the main reason that the Disney Plus shows, like their main reason is to do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I think that's the key, the key behind the shows of the Marvel universe.
And I think they've seen with him. So Kevin, if people don't know, Kevin is a huge Star Wars fan.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He's a huge Star Wars fan. He's always
that makes sense with Quantumania. You really see it there.
Well, I mean, so I was looking back at our old videos and just thinking about it too. Like some people say, like, oh, well, it bit off of, like it's very Star Wars film, like
Clone Wars,
right?
Mm-hmm.
But the comic of Kang was written before we seen the clones or all of that. Like all of that was written before these movies were made. Mm-hmm. So in reality, all the Star Wars movies that we've seen, they're all pulling sources, I think, from these comic books that we grew up on.
I think they pull from a bit of everything. I mean, they pull from real life politics. They pull from everything.
Right.
That's why George Lucas is brilliant.
Well, yeah,
he takes real life aspects and then just puts them in this, sci-fi.
Well, like the Council of Kings was there before we saw the Palpatine Council,
right? And who knows? Maybe that's what inspired George Lucas to do that. You know what I mean? Like we don't know.
That's what I was saying. Like I think a lot of that and. And
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, agreed.
I think it makes the movie better when you can pull from different things.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I still enjoyed Ant-Man because it's still a comic book movie. Same. At the end of the day, it's someone's imagination and it's as wild as us and loving that fantasy world. Just allowing us to just enjoy that moment.
Right. And like I said, that's why I said I didn't dislike Quantumania.
Oh, right, I know.
I'm like. The only, I guess.
Oh, we know who disliked it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, we know.
I think the only reason that I was saying that was because it reminded me too much of it. But I still like the film. I thought it was still a great film.
Yeah.
Like I said, just for me, it just kept reminding me of that. I couldn't get out of my head.
Yeah.
I think that's what affected my opinion on it or my liking this, whatever.
Yeah.
So all right. So let's top two more. We're on number 2, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So your number 2 favorite moment in the MCU.
Every time "I Love You 3000" was used, whether it was with Morgan or whether it was with when Tony said it in his hologram, like it's just.
Which you said that part was improvised, right? Him looking at Morgan and saying it.
Yes.
That last part.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Oh, so.
Aren't you going to be getting that tattooed?
I am.
Nice.
I will. Yes,
I can't wait to see that one. See how that comes out. Nice. My number 2. Gotta be again another Endgame moment. It's gotta be the Avengers Assemble.
Nice.
When all the portal when Cap starts to hear it on your left, like Sam, can you hear me?
Yeah.
On your left. I love the memes of Sam Wilson showing Avengers like why he needs to be opened up on the left side of Cap.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's like him just showing him like why is one of the funniest memes.
I think I've ever seen those, but that's funny.
Yeah. But that whole thing of them all coming out and then. When Cap just says Avengers, and then he whispers literally the only people that were going to hear it are people next to him.
Yeah.
But just that part, oh my god, it gets me every time. just hits me right in the feels.
Like, what about the guy in the back? He's like, did he see a symbol yet? Like, do we run yet?
I think my thinking is they all hear Avengers, and then they're just waiting, and then they hear Thor go, ah! They're like, oh, that's you. And literally just following everybody in front of them. But yeah, I think that was, for me, that was visually one of the most amazing parts in the MCU.
That's your number 2?
That is my number 2.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so here it is. Top moment in the MCU. Geekit, what is your...
That is my favorite moment.
That's your favorite moment?
That is my favorite moment.
Nice. Okay.
That's what every nerd has ever wanted to see on a screen.
When we heard about Avengers being made, that's what we all wanted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And then when we started seeing Thanos and all the things falling apart, and the big climax, the big climax at the end of it being split into 2 movies, Infinity War and Endgame. It's like, if we don't get, I didn't know it was gonna be the portal scene or any of that. But if we don't get some massive battle,
because we got a tease of it at the end of Ultron, where Cap walks in with Natasha, with Black Widow, after she, remember they make that whole joke about like her staring at the wall or whatever, and she thought she's like, oh, I was waiting, whatever. When Cap and Black Widow walk in, and you see Sam Wilson, Vision, Scarlet Witch, them all.
Oh, the new Avengers.
And
right.
And War Machine, kind of like getting into the room. Then he goes Avengers,
and then it cuts.
And then cuts.
Yeah.
So that was a little tease for it, which I was like, please say it. But he didn't. It cut. So, but that was a beautiful tease. I loved it. So we knew it was coming.
When he's like, Avengers? He's like,
For that one, that was a good blooper. I like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that. All right. My top moment in the MCU is Cap picking up Mjolnir.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
That is my favorite scene every single time. Him lifting, like when you see that, the Mjolnir lifting, the throw, him catching it, and then him just going in on Thanos with it. Like, nothing better for me.
I feel you. I think it's a great scene. Yeah, it's number 6 for me, but I feel you. I feel why.
Yeah. And then because it's another moment that we all wanted to see.
Yeah.
And then just him, the way he was using Mjolnir showed just the different ways to use it.
Yeah.
Like Thor used it more brutal, or more with like brute force.
Correct.
And I feel like Cap used it more strategically. Like he hit him, knocked him out, and then he called the lightning. And instead of the lightning coming down to him like it would Thor, he used it and just dropped it straight onto Thanos.
Yeah.
So I think you're really...
Or when he threw his shield off of it to make the ricochet.
Yes, exactly. He threw Mjolnir to ricochet off of it, and then it also threw back the shield. Well, everything.
As much as like as battle tested as Thor is, and as how many battles he's been in, he's always had that brute force.
Yeah, that's his fighting style. Yeah.
Right. Versus Cap is military trained, and his battle IQ is just honestly almost unparalleled to many. Like, there's not many people that can get the upper hand on him.
That's why he's the leader of the Avengers. Yeah, that's why he's able to lead all these groups into battle and come out on top. Yeah,
agreed.
So that's my favorite moment.
Okay, fair enough.
See, so we're pretty close together in our top 5. Yeah, they're pretty interchangeable between us.
I had a lot of comedic moments that I really liked. So I stuck with those.
I like it a lot.
And then most of my other
you had the comedic and the emotional moments. I had more of the action moments. So we got
that works
covered.
Out.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. See, I would say that's what I was expecting from you. I was expecting more of the emotional side of the moments. The more moments that hit close to home or that you really felt emotionally. Yeah. I seen that coming. So
cool.
I'm glad that you went that route. Cool. All right. So that covers it for us, guys. That's our top 15 moments. Please, guys, sound off in the comments. Let us know what your guys' top moment is, top 3, top 5, whatever it is you guys want to do. I'm pretty sure it's almost unanimous that it's one of our top 5 moments. It's got to be everyone else's top moment. I know Cap picking up Mjolnir is a lot of people's top moment. Avengers Assemble is. I think a lot of people agree that was one of the...
Avengers Assemble is probably going to be top 3 for anybody.
Hands down. Yeah, for sure. Nice. All
fantastic.
Right.
Right, guys.
Please, guys, sound out. We really want to hear from you guys. We really want... I would love to know what your guys' top moments are. All right, so Anything else you want to cover? Oh, honorable mention.
I don't have many because I kind of changed my list around.
Okay.
But just want to give a shout out to my babe for getting me this dope ass Stan Lee. We can't have these nerd comics or conversations or podcasts or movies without that guy.
Absolutely.
Rest in peace. But
yes.
Stan Lee, he's the man. You know?
Yeah, I definitely got to get this. Definitely got to do it. It's on my wish list for sure. Yeah, but that was and she surprised you with that, right?
Yeah, I had no idea she was doing it.
Very
nice.
good.
Got you.
Great job, Sandy. Very good. So yeah, my honorable mention probably gonna be when. So it was right after Thanos put the Power Stone in his hand and hit Captain Marvel.
Right.
When we cut to Doctor Strange, seeing that happened because he's holding the water bag, and he's like, "This is it," and then he just holds up his finger, he just goes like that to Tony, and Tony's like, "Oh, here it is."
Yeah.
That moment.
I knew he was
so
dying.
powerful.
I knew he
was going to sacrifice himself, right?
He was going to die.
Because that was his way to tell him, this is it. And Tony knew what he had to do. That, for me, was just one of the most powerful moments. And what I love about it is nothing said. It's all just visual. Like, it's like just a connection between them two knowing what has to happen.
Yeah, and then honestly, this is the first time I seen... Outside of, missing Rachel or, like not being with her, that was the first time I've ever seen Doctor Strange emotional. Like, he looked like, bro, like this is it,
Yeah, what's funny about the moment is my wife didn't see that at first. She didn't know that that's why he was going like that. I forgot what she said. I wish she was here. But I had to tell her that he's saying that this is the one moment, the one time. Yeah, that's why he's doing it. She's like, oh, she thought he was doing that for a different reason. So once I told her that that's what he was doing,
then she's
like, okay. She's like, now that makes more sense. Yeah. So yeah, but that is my.
Nah, he's just.
And if you really look at it, he's actually still doing the handshake.
Yeah, the tremble. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I love that. I'm like,
he always does for the rest of his life.
Yeah. But I love that he still kept that, and it's just very subtle. Mm-hmm. Like you wouldn't notice it unless you were looking at it.
Correct.
But I think that moment is why it's got to be an honorable mention for me.
So another honorable mention. Then same thing. This is the second time we've seen him emotional when he's like, "I'm gonna miss you, kid." When he erases Peter.
Oh, when he's doing the spell
at the end.
End. Of No Way Home. Yeah. When Peter tells him just do the original spell. Yeah. Or what does he say?
Make everyone forget Peter Parker.
Yeah, but what's the line that Doctor Strange gives him? What does he tell him? See you around, kid, or something like that? I forget the line.
He says something like that.
I thought
he said we're all gonna miss you, kid. Or when he walks away, then he says, I'm gonna miss you, or we're gonna miss you, kid. I think he says. I'm pretty sure he says.
I could have sworn it was see you around, kid.
Before he leaves, yeah. And then after he leaves, then he says, we're gonna miss you, kid.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty positive. Either way, but. That moment to see emotion in him like that,
Yeah, because he kind of was seeing Peter as somewhat of like a son to him.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, and I think he took some ownership to that of taking care of Peter because
Tony died.
Tony's gone. Yeah,
mm-hmm. So he kind of stepped in to fill that role. Yeah.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, and I think it probably meant more to him too because of everything that they had went through earlier in the movie.
I have another honorable mention that's not MCU.
Okay.
It's still Marvel.
Okay.
Is when Gwen Stacy dies.
Dude.
I cried.
That one, there wasn't a dry in the house.
Hell no.
Dude, that was such a powerful moment. And then what I loved is that the web came out and the web looked like a hand.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to grab her.
And they slowed the entire thing down. I was like,
because he caught her and what killed her was the whiplash of her head hitting the ground. Boom.
Yeah.
And that's why she died. Had he not done that, her whole body would have hit and it would have just looked horrible. But yeah, that's another emotionally charged scene. Yeah.
Had he just released a little bit quicker, he could have saved it.
But well, he couldn't though, because he
tied up with Green Goblin.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, but I know.
Exactly. That scene in itself was just beautifully done. Yeah, I agree. That's another great one.
Yeah, and a huge tearjerker.
Seriously.
Let's see another MCU moments.
You know what I did like also, when Doctor Strange astral projects Peter out of,
Oh,
and then Spider-Man is still able to move.
How are you doing this?
Yeah, and then Peter's like swimming to get back to his body. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
And that's what I like about that too, is that shows, number one, how powerful Peter is.
Yeah.
And number two, it's starting to tease the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And like how, would you say that that's a way to tease Madam Web?
Yeah,
Right?
Easily, yeah.
So,
because that spider sense that they all connect with is what makes them different, and like they have variants of each other, but like they're just not.
That's the way that they're all connected.
Yeah,
yeah.
Correct. And there's not many variants that are conscious or can be connected through multiversal, situations. Versus like there's lots of Lokis, but they didn't know of each other.
Right.
Through that spider sense, they're able to know each other. And
did you see the latest rumor about Spider-Verse?
Oh, it's already confirmed. So
it is confirmed.
Tom Holland's gonna. Yes. Yeah, so he's gonna come out. Miles Morales is gonna come out, but they didn't confirm if it's gonna be a live action Miles Morales, if he turns live, or if he stays animated and then still interacts.
I would imagine that he goes live action. I would imagine because he's going into that universe.
But they have to cast.
That's easily done.
Like who? But that person. So I don't think they will. I think it'll be an animated person in a live action.
Okay. Kind of very Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and then
I would like it if they did that, because then you're able to keep that actor, the actor playing Miles Morales.
Correct. Yeah.
You don't have to recast. Yeah.
Exactly. Because whoever's voicing it will stay that, and then that teases that there's another Miles. Well, we already know there's a Miles in our MCU because he's like, oh, I have a nephew that I want to keep safe. Childish Gambino plays. Yes, yeah.
So it's established that Miles Morales isn't our universe.
He just doesn't have the spider powers.
Correct.
But I think it's a smart way to go, because if they don't go the Miles Morales route, at least it's just teased. And if they have an actor, Miles Morales is too big of a character to just recast like Stature. Like Stature's, unfortunately, it's an easier person to like recast. There's been 3 Cassies.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right, correct.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, and you can't do that with, we did that with War Machine, but...
That was after one movie. He didn't even play that big of a role in that one. Yeah.
So I don't think you can do that and like not hurt the character.
Same. I 100% agree with that.
So that's why I don't think they'll do that, and I think they'll go the animated route.
That makes sense. Now that you explain it that way, that makes 100% sense that they'll keep it animated. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to find out. But yeah, when I found that out, I was like, yes. That's another moment that we all want to see.
And they also just said that that Spider-Man 4 will come out next year.
Nice. Okay.
So I think that's really quick. Like, well, Sony doesn't ever release their movie release date with the Marvel Disney release dates.
Correct.
They do it on their own terms.
Yes. Yeah.
And then it just fits into the grand scheme of the whole Phase 4, which is dope. Mm-hmm. And they're also talking about Shang-Chi 2, Doctor Strange 3, and and Eternals 2.
Yeah, they were actually saying that in Shang-Chi 2, he's going to be facing Kang, or a variant.
Probably.
Yeah. Kang is going to tie into Shang-Chi 2, I mean. Whether he fights him...
What do you think the next time, besides Loki, we're going to see Kang?
I'm sorry?
Besides Loki, where do you think we're going to see Kang?
That's a good question. Because,
if they do
Shang-Chi 2, maybe, I guess.
If they do Moon Knight 2, I think we'll see Rama Tut.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. And they are doing it. They are doing it.
But that's what I'm... See, like... So the next two times we're going to see Kang is what? What other movie where Kang could be tied into? I don't see a movie right now.
I mean, because there's so many variants of him, I think in anyone.
I mean, yeah.
But you're saying the one that would make the most sense?
Right now, it's just shows.
That's true. I don't know. That's a good question. As of right now, yeah, I'd have to agree with you that besides Loki, the best place to put him in would probably be Moon Knight 2. Yeah. Moon Knight Season 2. Because then you get to see more of the...
Like, what tie-in would he have with the Marvels?
Plenty. Wouldn't he? Because of Miss Marvel and...
I mean, yeah, but what variant would they fight?
Oh, that I can tell you.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like,
that's true. I think that movie's more going to be like centered around the 3 of them and like...
Yeah, but what's the threat in that movie? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, yeah. There's so many different ways to go with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to stick with you and say Moon Knight season 2 is probably the best way to fit the next.
Which variant are you more excited to see?
Jeez, I don't know, man. I kind of want to see Ramatet.
Ramatet, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that because he literally went back to ancient Egypt specifically for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see like the motivation behind it, or what. I want to see the reason why he did it.
Well, Ramatet existed twice. Okay. So the first Ramatet went back to be Ramatet.
Right.
To mold Apocalypse to be his like heir to the throne.
Okay.
And then he got defeated and he left.
Okay.
He ended up in the 20th century. He met Doom and then he turned his entire get up and costume to look like Doctor Doom.
Right.
That's how he becomes a Scarlet Centurion.
Yeah, you said that last time, yeah.
And then he still loses again and he's like, well, screw this. I'm going back to be Ramatet again. And
okay.
then he goes back a second time. So he was
in a safe place.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, nah. It's like, I was ruler longer here.
Yeah, this is my happy place. Yeah. Okay. Nice. All right.
So we can see Ramatet twice.
Okay. Which one are you looking forward to seeing?
I think the one that I don't know most about is this He Who Remains, and if Victor Timely is that person. Okay. Because he doesn't have scars.
So then Loki season 2 is probably what you're excited to see because it's going to dive more into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think, so for me, this is just something I put together. Mm-hmm. Immortus doesn't have scars on his face, but the Scarlet Centurion and Ramatet
and King the Conqueror has scars too.
And those are the ones that are the most battle tested.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see the more intellectual part of how He Who Remains and Immortus don't have those scars because they were able to avoid probably defeat.
Battles. Yeah.
And that's why they're where they're at. Because so it'll be more of a psychological thing to see how they've conquered, timelines and stuff
without
like that,
fighting,
without having to fight. So
nice.
As much as I love fighting scenes, it'd be cool to see it all. I like that big.
No, I think we need to see that. Yeah, absolutely, we need to see the different way Kang is able to conquer.
And I think that's where
the battle one with King the Conqueror. Now I want to see the intellectual side. Yeah,
and that's why I see. So we talked about like they're gonna do teams to take out different variants. Mm-hmm. I think that's where you put together like Doctor Strange, Vision, Bruce Banner, like the intelligent people to go take out Immortus because he's one of the most intelligent out of all of them.
Yeah, you have to have people at that level. Yeah, for sure.
And I think it'd be nice to see a group of nerds essentially that have superpowers.
Let's go with intellectuals. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's call it what it is. Let's not lower their stature by.
You're right. I mean, I didn't mean it in a bad way.
I know. I'm just messing with you. But yeah.
But just extremely intelligent people.
Dude, to see the intellectuals facing off against the most intellectual king, that'd be awesome.
And then that intellectual team, I don't know. So what if Riri's on that team too? Not Riri. Riri. Oh yeah, Riri or Shuri.
Yeah.
Like they're insanely intelligent.
That's how they were able to take down Namor. So yeah.
So I think, and Namor, he's super battle tested. Has a lot of strength in there. Maybe eliminate Hulk from that situation and just put Namor for the power. And then that's our version of our tease to like the Illuminati, because that's what the Illuminati is. It's different people from different parts of like races. So like the Wakandans, now they're Telecoans, what are they? The
Namor's people?
Yeah. They're not Atlanteans. They used to be Atlanteans,
right?
But whatever.
You changed it.
Yeah. So that the Aztec Mayan background that they have, that culture. So Wakandans, them. The mutants, the human race, Black Bolt for the Inhumans,
right,
and then the magical spiritual, which is Doctor Strange. So
basically, a council that represents everybody.
Yeah, every spectrum of different
exactly.
People.
I like that.
And I think that could be the best way to tease the Illuminati, and then we can have our own Illuminati movie eventually
from 616,
or something. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that'll be a good way to set up the 616 Illuminati?
Correct.
Nice. Okay, I like it. Sweet. All right, I think that about covers it, right? So thank you guys for joining us yet again. Stay tuned. We are going to be having the what are we doing next? The Mandalorian, right?
Mandalorian, yeah.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that, guys. If you guys are big fans of Mandalorian or not, if you're just fans of Star Wars, we're going to be covering that next. So stay tuned for that. It did drop today.
Correct.
So get on that one.
Sorry for our videos being off a little bit. My work schedule is a little crazy.
Yeah, but I think they're good.
We'll catch back up next week.
Yeah, exactly. I've been able to put out some stuff to hold them off, for the few days that we that we missed. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for us, guys. I want to thank you again for joining us, and Kika, as always, I'm with you
till the end of the line.
Thanks, guys.